Good evening, guys. Welcome to the program. We were seeing different series on job interview, job description models. So we have seen three different kinds of roles a supply chain executive can or expected to play. If it is a manufacturing, then the role of supply chain executive will be different. If the guy is in distribution environment like a platform, the role may be different. If it is in a software industry, either for software development or hardware distribution, the role is expected to be different. Sometimes we have seen if it is a pure software or consulting organization, it is more of a coordination role rather than pure supply chain role. Today we will see one such role, job position, of course, from a globally recognized organization. In this kind of role, we are seeing only multinational companies, and where you can expect a higher salary package and better than the current role. So let me attach a file for today's session. This session is being live streamed across various platforms apart from LinkedIn. It can be watched in YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, apart from LinkedIn. If you have any comments, you are always welcome to comment in any of the platform so that I can respond to you. Hope you are able to hear me and see the screen. Some of the job, especially in the manufacturing industry and e-commerce platform, it can be challenging, but the role will be different. In e-commerce platform, it is more of a distribution, logistic, transportation, and distribution. In manufacturing, it could be end-to-end manufacturing, end to end. But if you go to software industry, it will be a mix of everything, but may not have a clear supply chain role. So let us see a position today and understand what are the requirements. Before that, let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Pattabhiraman. This is my Udemy profile. Currently, I have more than 3,000 candidates enrolled in last 3 months. This is my LinkedIn profile. You are always welcome to connect or follow me. As far as my background is concerned, I am an engineer with PG degree in management and data science. I have been in this global organization for nearly 2.5 decades, managing end-to-end supply chain management. Of course, during my career, I have been handling various subdomains of supply chain at various levels, and the last 10 years in this global organization, I was managing, heading the end-to-end supply chain management. Currently, I am the CEO of the organization Thoughtware Training Private Limited. As far as my certification is concerned, if you are in job market, especially in supply chain, you should have this globally recognized certification, at least to get an interview call. Definitely, these kind of certification can have that effect. You may see in this current today's discussion how this can be a game changer if you have this type of global certification. I also have certification from a similar organization, US based organization, Demand Driven Institute. I am also a certified purchasing manager apart from PMP, Project Management Professional from PMI Institute. All these are US based certifying authority in supply chain, project management, and purchasing. They are more used when you are in a job market. Employees use them for filtering the candidates. When they have thousands of applicants for a single job, they will use this kind of certification for filtering. And I am also qualified in analytics. Coming to our organization, we are based in Bangalore, 5-year-old organization. We provide both consulting and training in the field of supply chain, logistics, and purchasing. More popularly, our one of the program is supply chain analytics, where we are trying to bridge a gap between supply chain and analytics, which is still in the nascent stage. Most of the time, it is in the nascent stage. Coming to the job profile, today we are going to see a job profile from Google. Of course, this is one of the globally recognized organization, and for many, this could be a dream company. If you join in this company, of course, everything, every point in your dream wish list could be fulfilled. Of course, this job is picked from Indeed platform. Today, I have picked this job, so it is active. But it was posted 5 days back. The designation of this position is a program manager, supply chain operations. Supply chain operations. Okay. The detail wise location is Chennai. Education they have mentioned simply graduates, and salary is not specified. Maybe since it's a program manager, but they are looking for 5 to 7 years experience. So if you have 10 years experience, maybe you are ineligible to apply for such kind of a job, because this kind of company does not value anyone having, say, for example, more than 20 years experience. Either you should be MD, CEO, or otherwise you should be out of job. That's what their expectation. So salary wise, I expect it should be either 3 to 5 million rupees job at least. So it is maybe possible if you are joining this kind of company with 5 to 7 years, you can get such type of package. As far as the title goes, the general expectation is, since it's a program manager, so you should be very clipped in handling all project management tools. And when we call program, it is multiple projects. Okay, that's where the operation role comes into picture. It's not a purely supply chain role. Okay, so the way the title looks, it could be more of some hardware related things, because in the service, not much of software planning or execution is required. Maybe some part of Google is involved in hardware, like Apple. They are more into contract manufacturing. They don't do much internally, but coordinating with vendor. So most probably vendor development, and here ideally the logistic coordination plays a major role. So the expectation could be ensuring smooth flow of the item directly from the supplier to the customer place. Like you can take a model of how Apple supply chain or logistic works. So I'm now jumping into the job description. So they are saying bachelor degree or equivalent practical experience. So you have to see this, even if you don't have a bachelor degree, if you have a practical experience, that may be sufficient. This is just a copied sentence from US or other job market, because in India everyone is a graduate. Yeah, maybe 50% of the people are postgraduate, and possibly 10% of the people applicant could be even doctorates. So you can see the next statement also: 5 years program management experience in supply chain operation or related field, experience in establishing and implementing operational process. This is the minimum expected qualification. So I expect not in thousands, maybe tens of thousands can apply for this type of a job. When they say this is the minimum requirement, especially in Indian conditions, this is very less. So possibly considering that they have added something called preferred qualification. Instead of 5 years, here they have put 7 years. Of course, here they are talking something related with supply chain, logistic, fulfillment, planning, or related supply chain operations, organization, direct experience working with global cross-functional team, understanding B2C or B2B transportation, fulfillment, and distribution operation, excellent time management skill. Of course, this is a soft skill. Excellent organization, communication, analytical problem solving skill. Of course, this analytics can play a bigger role in current and future thing, because Google uses lot of algorithms which are AI based. So possibly they expect the candidate to have a knowledge on analytical skills. So this could serve as some kind of a filtration when they put something as prepared or additional advantage. Then you can take this as a basic foundation. When tens of thousand applicants are there, possibly considering this, it may come down from tens of thousands of applicants to maybe fives of thousands of people may be applying still for this kind of a job. Okay, so possibly this is where global organization they have to distinguish between Indian market and other global market, because for them, ideally in US there are not many graduates and postgraduates are available as a local citizens. Possibly immigrants may be available, but for a local citizen it may not be possible. On the other hand, if they come to India and other countries, their lower level should be much higher. Okay, we have lot of talented people who are highly educated, highly experienced. So possibly otherwise the filtration becomes tough when they get 10,000 or 20,000 applicants for one job. How they are going to filter or catch the right candidate? Possibly they may have the previous experience in similar company, maybe a former employee of Google or Apple or Facebook, something like that related to such industry. They may filter, then they may get some few hundreds of candidates. Okay, otherwise it looks like a whitewash. If 10,000 people apply for a job, how they can filter the candidate? Okay, then as a program manager at Google, you will lead a complex multidisciplinary project from start to finish, working with stakeholders to plan requirements, manage project schedule, identify risk, communicate clearly with cross-functional partners across the company. So you can also see some of the sentences looks like a wish list for the organization when they expect the candidate to be only 5 to 7 years experience. You can see the kind of statement. It looks like a head of supply chain or even CEO has to perform similar kind of operations. Your project will often span offices, time zone, hemisphere. It is your job to coordinate the players and keep them up to date on progress and deadline. And this second statement seems to be very much challenging for the reason that are they expecting you to work 24 hours, or is it a rotational job? It's not clear. When they make this statement, this could be one of the fear point for the candidates to apply for this kind of a job. I have seen many such organizations. They threaten candidates with this kind of statement to filter out candidates. Okay, that seems to be unethical. Coming to next statement, the hardware planning and fulfillment team is responsible for forecasting, distributing, and repairing Google devices. So here we are talking about some hardware device. They were in mobile, possibly something related with the similar hardware they are trying to do in India or some global operations. Okay, this central program team acts as a glue within the planning fulfillment organization, helping to connect the dots, breaking down the silos, and driving better and deeper cross functional collaboration with the goal of getting amazing product to the customer. So some knowledge about forecasting, but I am not sure this role needs that. But this position is a part of this team, hardware planning and fulfillment team. So mostly it is related with the distribution kind of logistic job. The next statement, we hire people with broad set of technical skill, but this is not specified in the minimum or preferred qualification because they are looking only for graduates or related experience. But here it's a bit conflicting. We're ready to take on some of the technology's greatest challenges and make an impact on users around the world. So even they have not specified whether it's a technical graduate or non-technical graduate. But if you read this sentence, it's more of a technical graduate. They have not even specified whether the candidate should be from IIT or similar organization. But maybe those kind of people will be used in the filtration when tens of thousands of people apply. At Google, engineers not only revolutionize search, they routinely work on scalability and storage solution, large scale application, and entirely new platform for developers around the world. I am not sure how this position is going to support this statement. From Google Ad to Chrome's Android to YouTube, social to local, Google engineers are changing the world one technological achievement after another. Okay, man, maybe this statement looks like a branding. They need not do branding. Google is known to everyone. Uh, but still the job description could have been better so that they could have targeted the right candidate, because here many candidate will apply and they will not get a response. Okay, so the responsibility wise, derive hardware launch a logistic readiness with suppliers through the device and services product development process, developing and executing applicable onboarding plan, driving risk assessment and mitigation, and serving as a critical origin point of contact for our customers. I hope many of you are watching live stream. If you have any doubts or add any comment, you are welcome to comment in any of the media you are watching. So here, more of a logistic distribution. That's what happens in these type of companies when they outsource most of the operation. That's where I use the term contract manufacturing, though it is not mentioned as it is. Possibly, more of a contract readiness, risk management could be a major role. Lead cross-functional team to solve global supply chain issues quickly and effectively, including improving processes, launching new capability, introducing new tools, resolving customer escalation. Mostly all these are of a soft skill. Okay, coordination kind of activity. So you should be a smart coordinator to apply for this job. Identify pain points, capability gaps, operational and scaling challenges, and present solution to the management. Help oversee logistic operation through managing key performance metric while driving efficiency and improvement in their operation. So maybe here we are talking about vendor development or KPA. So when you outsource most of the operation, you lack the core competency in manufacturing. So the core competency will become only logistic, like Apple does that. So this is where Google is also focusing. You will be expected to be constantly on lookout for ways to enhance value to your respective stakeholder or clients. The decision you make impact your work and may impact work of others. You will be individual contributor as a part of a team with a focused scope of work. Soft skill, most of this could be possibly they have a globally standard template for most of the job, whether you are junior, middle, or senior level. All this may be applicable. This is where I expect the global organization to have some kind of a localization, so that they develop for the local applicants. Otherwise, they are creating a lot of expectation from the applicants, but finally the candidate may not get a call. Okay, my conclusion according to this posting, possibly they could have clearly spelled out for the Indian candidates, expecting that the tens of thousands of people are eligible to apply, even after seeing the preferred qualification. Possibly, say IIT or IIM kind of a post graduation may be required to filter the candidate, or global certification like PICS could help to target. Maybe then not unrelevant or not suitable candidate will not apply. Otherwise, even if it is not based on paper now, email, maybe they are having a lot of algorithm to choose the right candidate, but it could have been specified so that unnecessary people do not apply. And you can see this kind of posting. I feel there is much less supply chain role. It's more of a coordinator role where you have to coordinate with the all internal function as well as external suppliers, and maybe a little logistic work may be there. So you should be a overall coordinator to take up this role. So any comments, anyone of you watching? You can add your comments. This is my open review, because you may be in the job market. You wanted to apply for jobs to that company. Some of you I know maybe 10 years or 20 years experience. Can I apply for this job? Can be a question. But this kind of company, they will also have a filtration strictly. If they say 7 years, maybe 8 years, they to 9 years they may allow. A 15-year experienced guy cannot apply. Okay. On the other hand, if you are having a higher educational qualification, maybe that is okay. Any of the participants, any comments? You can also visit our site to check our list of practical application oriented program. One of the program globally recognized is supply chain analytics program. This is where we use analytics to the supply chain area, and this is going to be future. If you are not equipped with analytical skill and some form of a global certification, then you may be struggling to get an interview or to perform in the job, because youngsters or most of them are already equipping themselves. So don't be left behind. So any questions from any of the participants? You can see this current session or any of the previous sessions stored in our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to the channel and see what different organization are looking for in the candidates, especially in the supply chain domain. And I was trying to search for the job, especially for senior people who are having 15 or 20 years experience. It is very glad to see such a job, especially in multinational organization, and mostly they will settle with the 10 or 15 years experience. then what's going to happen to senior people with 15, 20 years experience? You are also welcome to reach out to me or our executives. You can always see the contact number given in our one of the comments for career guidance or upskilling yourself, and be ready for such uncertainties or to face this kind of job description. Thanks for watching. Have a nice evening. Bye.